Hello and welcome to First Chapter Fridays with Miss Valine here with an amazing book about something I've been talking about in the library the last week or so. Being that we are Cesar Chavez and our sister school across Union City is Leon, Veracruz, and it being Hispanic Heritage Month as well as Filipino American Heritage Month, I bring to you A Seed in the Sun by Aida Salazar. And this book here is about the 1965 Delano grape strike that Cesar Chavez and Larry Itliong together collaborated to get farm workers some rights because of the things that they were going through. Not having breaks and just no pay and horrible work conditions out in the fields. So this book here, A Seed in the Sun, is a little different than many of the chapter books that I have on the shelf because this book is a novel in verse, meaning that it's not a book told in chapters. Rather, it is a book where the whole story, beginning, middle, end, the plot, everything, is told in poems. So let's take a look. From the back. From America's award-winning author Aida Salazar comes a groundbreaking novel about the 1965 Delano grape strike and the demand for justice for farm workers' rights, a struggle that continues today. Despite the growing cold of the misty mornings of fall that surrounds us and enters through my thin blue sweater, I am warmed by the picket. I am warmed by the people, by their chants, by their voices, by their wishes, for things to be fair. I add my raspy shouts. Que viva la causa! Que viva la huelga! But it isn't enough. So I add a rolling thunder sound with my feet and hands to join everyone's hope that one day soon our people will win. Lula Viramontes aches to one day become someone whom no one can ignore, a daring ringleader in a Mexican traveling circus. But between working the grape harvest in Delano, California with her older siblings under dangerous conditions, taking care of her younger siblings and Mama, who has mysteriously fallen ill, and doing everything she can to avoid Papa's volatile temper, it's hard to hold on to those dreams. Then she meets Dolores Huerta, Larry Itliong, and other labor rights activists, and realizes she may need to raise her voice sooner rather than later. Farm workers are striking for better treatment and wages, and whether Lula's family joins them or not will determine their future. A Seed in the Sun. For the known and unknown farm workers, essential workers, and freedom fighters, your seeds for justice will bloom. Samia. They tried to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds. A Mexican proverb. Imperial Valley, California, March 1965. Remolino. I sometimes think about how I lost my voice. I could have buried it in the earth. In the surco, the long row of dry dirt where we planted onion bulbs last spring, while the heat of a too hot California day fell on our arched backs like barrels of sun. It could have happened when Papa screamed for me to work faster, just as I was singing along to Mama's songs, louder than Papa's angry words, or the drone of planes spraying the fields overhead. It could have been taken by this roaring remolino that slapped into us like the storm of Papa's belt when we upset him, an out of nowhere tornado ripping through the fields. Maybe that's when the dirt-drenched air pulled my voice out of my breath and caught it in the spin of wild wind. What's left in a whispery rasp? An orange-yellow mist that comes and goes like clouds. My real voice is either somewhere in the tumble of dirt in the onion fields of the Imperial Valley or was taken by the anger of the wind. One day, I pray it comes back. Delano, California, September 1965. Open sky hammocks. We drown bedbugs in a pail of water, cinches we pluck from the mattress, propped up outside on rusty barrack walls. The worst kind of chore on our first day in Delano, and another labor camp as terrible as the last and the one before that. Concha and Rafa race to see who can drown more bugs. They beat me by a lot because they're 5 and 4 years old. I asked Mama if we can sleep in our hammocks instead, but she didn't turn around. She still can't hear the tiny hiss that comes from me when I try to speak. Mama, I try to say louder. She reads the question on my lips. Lula, the mattresses are better, so we are together and not hanging like leaves from the trees. Me? I'd rather sleep outside in the crest of oaks, at the edge of the grape fields all around us, with circles like long fingers spread throughout the vineyard, the thick vines growing big across the wires. I'd rather sleep beneath a blue-black sky glistening with bright stars, a stage, a place to dream, where I can announce a make-believe circus like a ringmaster to an audience of hooting owls hunting field mice in the night. Outside, under the dense starry sky, we can only see the back roads of California, where we work and chase the harvests, so different from the cities where we hardly go and where the glow of lights washes away the contrast. Yes, it's colder in our hammocks than in the one-room wooden barrack, especially in the winter, but so much better than getting eaten alive by chinches. Pero Mama, I wish we could, I try to argue. No time for wishing now, Lula. Mama leans on my shoulder as she passes me holding a grass broom. Her long, thick braids lay against her neck as her body bends like a willow branch, and she sighs. Vamos, Lula. Concha, Rafa, let's keep cleaning, mis amores. Light blue schoolhouse. I watch water glisten as it splashes against the tin of the pail I fill at the only tap at this new but familiar camp. I think the light blue schoolhouse I saw from the truck as we arrived with my puns of flutters. I wonder about the new school year and if the school will have a 12th grade for Concha and a 7th grade for me, because there's never a guarantee. A school! Where will we be the new faces, along with the farm worker kids whose families came like ours for the grape harvest, and who also won't know what they'll be learning and will struggle to catch up? An actual school, not housework, not watching my baby siblings, and not field work. Back in Bakersfield, Rafa missed so many days he was whittled down to 2 whole grades. That's when he had it. And instead of followed Papa and Mama into the fields each daybreak to pick up whichever crop was in season, truant officers didn't even blink to see him in the fields, as dandelion tall as he is. I'd taken what Concha once told me to heart. No matter how much we miss, no matter if teachers are mean, no matter they sometimes punish us for speaking Spanish, no matter if we can't keep friends, school is ours. Lula, you're here to soak up anything you can, porque tomorrow we'll be on the road again, and the only thing you can take with you, she tapped my head, is up here. The best thing about Concha is she loves school as much as me. Concha's gentle brown eyes are maps when I can't find my way. Give Aida Salazar's book a try, A Seed in the Sun. I'm sure you will love the connection that you can make, the history that you can learn. What a great read in a novel in verse. Until next Friday.